After a whole summer of rumours and reports, numerous updates from Fabrizio Romano and co, Mikel Arteta has finally secured his midfielder. Mikel Merino to Arsenal, there we land. Today we'll break down all the details behind the deal, analyse how he transforms our midfield, as well as getting a big update on the outgoings. We'll get the David Ornstein latest on our forward targets, and break down how Mikel Arteta will line up in our gargantuan game at Villa Park. Yo, what is going on guys? My name is Baz14, welcome back to your boys channel and I hope you guys are doing sensational, especially after the here we go. But as per, smash a like on the video if you enjoy and subscribe to the channel if you are new, helping your boy on his road to 300,000 subscribers. But starting off with the Mikel Merino bomber. After months of negotiating and many Arsenal fans growing very impatient, reports of Merino being on the verge of joining Arsenal for weeks. Put the IT case to one side, no more reports are needed because we've now got the here we go. Fabrizio Romano giving us the three famous words: Mikel Merino to Arsenal, here we go. The verbal agreement is in place for the Spanish midfielder to join Arsenal. A €32 million deal, plus €5 million in add-ons, with favourable payment terms. Contract until June 2028. And what stands out straight away is the fee, with even David Ornstein saying it's a €33.5 million deal, plus the €5 million in add-ons. Personal terms are on a 4-year contract with an option for 5. It's a lot higher than what we were initially getting reported, but the reason behind that falls down to the payment structure. With Fabrizio saying himself Arsenal have got favourable terms, it could leave Arsenal with funds available for further deals. After a summer of being in demand, rejecting chances of Barcelona, Atletico and even staying at Sociedad, the Arsenal knock was a different knock mainly because of the manager. As Fabrizio Romano says, Mikel Arteta has once again been crucial in talks during the Mikel Merino deal. Despite having proposals from at least 2 other clubs, Merino only wanted to join Arsenal. A year after letting go of Granit Xhaka, Mikel Arteta has finally got a solution. A similar profile that thrives in the left half space. Left-footed and able to overlap, and I'd argue even more comfortable in the final third. Mikel Merino is a problem solver for Arsenal and there's many reasons behind that. For a deal under £30 million, this is going to be a problem solver. Not only giving Arsenal a profile they didn't have last year, a stable partner for Gabriel Martinelli to combine with. But the first reason is of course the deals. With a whopping 326 last season, 29 more than any other player in Europe's top 5 leagues. For an Arsenal team that's all about being the best out of position in all of Europe, a major part of Mikel Arteta's philosophy is not allowing the opposition to breathe. By then adding one of the best duel winners in all of Europe, the Arsenal press is about to become that much more suffocating. The second thing we have to talk about is of course the size. From Saliba at 6'4", Gabriel at 6'3" and Havertz 6'5", the incoming Ricardo Calafiori at 6'2", Nicolas Jova is going to be licking his lips, with 2 more players to aim for set pieces. Merino's aerial dominance was perfectly shown in Euro 2024. A clutch goal against Germany in the quarterfinals to win the game in extra time. From the timing of the run to the finish itself, there's a reason for Arsenal fans to be very excited. It's also a bit of a throwback to Arsenal's heritage. Prior to Mikel Arteta and in the late years of Arsene Wenger, as much as Arsenal became known for small diminutive technical players, the prime Arsenal and the Invincibles was all about power, alongside a technique to go and hurt teams. Merino is the perfect mix of power and precision. The third thing we have to focus on is the reunion. Having spent time before Real Sociedad alongside Martin Odegaard, thrived together in 1920, this could be Arsenal's brand new midfield. The perfect mix of technical excellence, players tactically smart and knowing when to press, all of a good experience, Merino being the oldest at 28, and most importantly it looks balanced. From the defensive security and ball winning ability of Declan Rice, to the metronome passing ability of Mikel Merino, alongside the creative spark in Martin Odegaard. This is going to have a massive impact on Declan Rice, with Arsenal finally having another natural number 8, allowing Rice to play as a 6 again. It's the area where I believe he thrives the most, defensively able to cover ground better than any other Arsenal player, giving Arsenal security Thomas Partey can't right now. His passing isn't as incisive, but that's where you got Mikel Merino. Naturally a fantastic progressor and able to break the lines. Where do you guys think this Arsenal midfielder rank in terms of the entire league? And what do you think happens with Thomas Partey? The next step though is the medical, and as confirmed by Matteo Moretto, the plan for Mikel Merino is now to travel to London tomorrow and then complete his medical. The incoming is about to happen, but what about the outgoings? Well, according to John Cross, Wolves have made a reported offer for Aaron Ramsdale on an initial loan deal with a £25 million purchase option based on appearances made, with Arsenal looking to move the goalkeeper on this summer. You've also got a report from Sky Sports claiming Southampton have also made a loan offer. Offers are arriving for Arsenal and they're not permanent, but a loan deal actually isn't the worst case scenario. I say that because of Ramsdale's contract, having only signed a new one last year until 2028 and still only 26 years of age. After spending an entire year on the Arsenal bench, his stocks are a bit low, but getting a loan away and being a starter elsewhere reminded the entire league of his quality. Not only could earn Ramsdale a better move, but also means that Arsenal could demand a higher fee in the future. In terms of replacements, Arsenal have their player lined up. As Fabrizio says, Juan Garcia is patiently waiting for Arsenal to find a solution for Aaron Ramsdale as personal terms are agreed. This all depends on how soon the Ramsdale deal gets done. With the player surely wanting to play minutes straight away, it seems like Arsenal are getting the things in motion. The thing I'm going to be intrigued by, of course, is the fee. And talking of surprising feeds, let's talk about Charlie Patino. Once seen as the future of the Arsenal midfield and a star boy in the making, now leaving Arsenal for a reported only £1 million, going to the Segunda Division in Spain and Deportivo La Coruña. There is actually a bit of history there. With Spanish roots in his family, here's a photo of a young Charlie, wearing the colours of Deportivo as apparently it's his family's club. And in terms of Arsenal and their side of the deal, reports claim we've negotiated a 50% sell-on clause, with a choice to match any offer that comes in the future for the player. So talking of sell-on clauses, with former Hill End player Mark McGuinness leaving Cardiff to Luton, Simon Collin confirms that Arsenal are now set to receive £2 million from the deal via the sell-on clause. Moving on to Mikel Arteta's future. In what seems to have gone under the radar, Mikel Arteta is now actually in his final year of his Arsenal contract, meaning at the end of this year he can actually leave Arsenal on a free. So with doubts over the future of Pep Guardiola, reportedly set to leave City at the end of the season, many people at City still being massive fans of Arteta, Arsenal have made their move. According to Melissa Reddy, Mikel Arteta is expected to commit his long-term future to Arsenal soon, with the relationship between the manager, sporting director Edu and the Kroenke ownership so strong that formal talks are not seen as necessary. Reports have claimed we're about to make Mikel one of the highest earning managers in the league. And with all the debates about him and Unai Emery, who is the second best after Pep? The reality is Mikel could have had 2 titles before the age of 42 if it wasn't for one of the all-time greats. We've seen Unai Emery at Arsenal, and yes, he was alright at times, but his style of play never suited what we had. He's far more of an underdog manager, and he never had Arsenal competing for a title. I will never forget the days of Watford away, conceding over 20 shots to a team that went on to get relegated. But what's his plan in terms of Gabriel Jesus? Well, as confirmed by Jordan Davies, Mikel Arteta is still open to bringing another world-class forward this summer, but Gabriel Jesus is confident he will win his place back in the team in the coming months. After only scoring 4 goals in the league last year and only 17 starts, despite starting the year on the Arsenal bench, Jesus is still going to have a very important role this season. Not only do Arsenal have more Champions League games than ever before, we've also got the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. And as Jamie Carragher says his Arsenal team is way too good not to win a trophy, I think this is the year we're going to see a lot of Mikel Arteta rotations. In certain games that Arsenal up against those tight mid-blocks, using Gabriel Jesus, Trossard and Havertz together will give Arsenal a different dynamic going forwards. He won't be a guaranteed starter, but in those important Champions League games, as we saw last year against Bayern Munich, off the bench to get a very important assist, his ability to provide individual moments of brilliance is going to be vital. But one forward that looks like won't be at Arsenal next year is Eddie Nketiah, who, as Fabrizio Romano confirms, has now agreed personal terms on Nottingham Forest as talks advance to the final stages with Arsenal. Forest are confident the deal will get done soon. The reported fee around £30 million, Arsenal are going to get what they wanted. Despite Eddie being on £120,000 a week, Forest see potential in the striker, a chance to make him a starter and exploit his qualities. At Arsenal, he's always had a very stop-and-start career, but whenever he's actually been given a run, consistent starts to find rhythm. We've seen Eddie provide moments of quality. That last-minute winner against United is something the streets will never forget, leaving Arsenal with £30 million in the bank, clear profit on FFP and even better for PSR. All eyes turn to our own forward targets. Could Arsenal turn to a certain Nigerian in the Serie A? We're not talking Victor Osimhen, we are talking Ademola Lookman. According to Alfredo Padula, Arsenal and Liverpool are both interested in signing Ademola Lookman, with Arsenal willing to offer €50 million plus Kivior. Having thrived in back-to-back years in this area with 24 goals and 60 appearances, a whopping 17 in all comps last year, Lookman was looking decent in the Europa League final, dropping a 9.8 rating and scoring a hat-trick, with 4 successful dribbles, 2 key passes and 9 ground balls won. He's now at 26 years of age with previous experience in the Premier League, with a very impressive stats rating last year, direct in the final third and able to cause chaos, comfortable on the left-hand side, the profile that Arsenal have been looking for. But the issue for Arsenal is Paris Saint-Germain. As Florian Plettenberg reports, Lookman has now reached a total agreement with PSG, as the striker once was on PSG with immediate effect. They are now in direct contact with Atalanta, but negotiations about a permanent deal are currently stalling. That's why Arsenal are closely monitoring if the deal falls through. But with only 7 days left on the transfer window and Arsenal fans getting desperate, some fans are looking for opportunities. So after Chelsea gave Pedro Neto their number 7, taking it off a certain Raheem Sterling, reports had confirmed that Sterling was available for a transfer. Having worked previously alongside Mikel Arteta, where he was once one of the highest goal scorers in all of Europe, only behind Lionel Messi, still surprisingly only 29 years of age, a multiple-time Premier League winner with Man City, Sterling by no means would be a long-term upgrade for Arsenal. But in the short term for a one-off season, would he be an upgrade on Reece Nelson? Could he give Arsenal an extra 5%? Experience a turn to in the vital moments of the season, and it looks like Chelsea are offering him out, as according to the Mirror, he is now being offered to Aston Villa. But you've also got another target in Nico Williams. With the move to Barcelona falling through, and give the number 10 shirt Atletico Bilbao. According to Charles Watts, nobody's ever told me the interest in Nico Williams is over. He's a player that Arsenal absolutely love. He has a release clause that can be activated at any time. I haven't heard anything as imminent, but that was the same case with Thomas Partey. Will we get a deadline day party? Well, even as David Ornstein says, in the past the Arsenal hierarchy really like Pedro Neto. Now Arteta is a massive admirer of Nico Williams. The interest for me is nothing new, it's all about agreeing the fee and agreeing the wages. But seeing him get a new Bilbao number, return to pre-season with no move away, as David Ornstein says, Arsenal in quite a strange position, with the wide players looking for a backup who will be happy to be a backup, yet still contribute to the fact that would help them win trophies, compete for major honours. It is possible that Arsenal bring somebody in for that position before the window shuts, but only if they can find the right deal. That's an area we'll have to keep an eye on with no guarantees, essentially confirming that Arsenal are on the market for a forward, but not necessarily marquee. Instead, Arsenal looking for short-term solutions to help give us an extra boost for the season itself, and maybe even a sign of faith for Gabriel Martinelli. Having struggled last year without a stable platform on the left-hand side, the fact that Arteta has signed Gabriel Merino in the same window, it looks to me he's trusting Martinelli for the season. But moving on to Arsenal's gargantuan game at the weekend. After an opening day victory against Wolves at the Emirates Stadium and Arsenal being second in the league table, things are about to get serious this weekend, as Arsenal go to Villa Park to play Unai Emery's Champions League Villa, a team that beat Arsenal both times last year. From being wasteful at Villa Park and missing so many chances, then caught on the counter-attack at the Emirates, it's very important that Arsenal find the right attacking balance. As Jordan Davies confirms, Kai Havertz is once again expected to start for Arsenal as a striker against Aston Villa. Despite starting in midfield in both games against Villa last year, Havertz up front is a completely different animal, averaging a gargantuan 1.29 goals and assists per 90 in 2024. He has more goals and assists than any other player in the year, more than Cole Palmer and Phil Foden, alongside creating 31 chances, more than any other striker in the league. Those numbers are undeniable and that's why he's going to be starting. But will that be the case for Alexander Zinchenko? Having started the opening game against Wolves and been a theme during pre-season, with the returning Urian Timber and Calafrio on the bench, against the pacey wide forwards of Aston Villa, as Zinchenko says himself in the Premier League, you switch off for 1 second and you'll be punished. There's a very good chance for me that Urian Timber starts this game, not only to give Arsenal extra defensive security, but composure on the ball to play through a very intense Villa press. What's also going to be very intriguing is Thomas Partey. With Mikel Arteta saying after the game against Wolves, I think he had certain problems, especially in the second half. There's things that we can do better in terms of security. He will have to be better. With Villa's entire game being about transitions, causing chaos and trying to catch Arsenal out, is this going to be a game for Jorginho instead, giving Arsenal far more control on the ball, showing up time and time again last year in the big games, man of the match against Liverpool and Newcastle. Here's how I expect for Arsenal to line up. With David Raya in goal and a back four of White, Saliba, Gabriel and Timber, the midfield of Jorginho, Rice and Odegaard, and the front three of Martinelli, Havertz and Saka. I wonder if Mikel Arteta will treat this game differently. Having seen Villa hurt us twice last year, knowing Unai Emery's style of play being pragmatic, instead of playing our normal way, I expect for Mikel to change his game plan, be just as pragmatic and trying to make the game slow, trying to kill the momentum of Villa Park, and hurt them when they're vulnerable defensively. As Ben White says himself, perfect is probably what it takes to win the Premier League, and we are capable of doing that. That is the video there and there though, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you have, don't forget to smash a like and also subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you want to follow your boy on the social medias, then the links are down below in the description. But that was the latest episode of the Transfer FC, and after finally getting the Merino here we go, all eyes now turn to Villa Park in a massive game. Will Mikel Arteta get his revenge on Unai Emery? We're going to see as always, so take care and I'll see you next time.